Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Financial Minute. My name's Josh. Sorry, this actually does not work. Looking for a new microphone so you guys can hear me better. I'm going to check in with today's financial update here in a little bit. What's going on in the stock market, etc. Wanted to give you guys a shout out. Getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, so and that's all thanks to you guys, and I appreciate that. Beautiful lighting today. Wish was this lighting all the time. You can actually see me. Started a new side hustle to go towards my two-year $1 million challenge, which I think the other video actually said ended in 2005, but technically it was in 2025. There we go. Just off by 20 years. But it really ends in 2004. So it'll be the beginning of 2004 is when it ends. Technically we started in 2021, but I'm rounding up to 2022, so hoping to be at $1 million by 2024. Right now, there's about $830 something in the account. Was up quite a bit today, actually. I think it's close to $840 because we had a pretty good day in the stock market yesterday. And of course, as you all know, I have these funds all invested. I think about a third in cryptocurrencies, half of which is in Bitcoin, half of which is in Ethereum, and the rest is in stocks. I think I have some Microsoft, half a share of Microsoft. I have some general market ETF, which is the majority of the rest of it, and a couple other stocks that I'm forgetting at the moment. Actually, I will throw a screenshot of the account on there if I think of it when I go to upload this video. Although I've come to the conclusion that sometimes you're better off just going with the original video and not editing them. It's more, more authentic, shall we say. Anyways, where was I before I got distracted? So yeah, we're up right around the $850 mark on our $1 million challenge, which ends the beginning of 2024. What else? Oh yes, the new side hustle. Well, it's not really new. I mentioned this before. We have chickens, and we got more chickens last year. We got, we had 33 chickens. I'm still learning. We do free range our chickens a lot, so they're mostly free range actually. They just sleep in their coop, which is locked up at night, but during the day they're out free. I've learned a lot the hard way, shall we say. If you raise your chickens where you want them to stay, for the most part they hang out around their home. They don't venture off too much, at least not the chickens we have. Different breeds might do differently, but the chickens we have, they kind of hang out near their coop and they don't come around the house too much. So that's working really well, because our last batch, well, I raised them on our back porch, and yeah, they never left our back porch. And then they migrated to our front porch, and they poop all over the place and make a mess. So learned that that's no fun. Picking up chicken poop all the time on your front porch, no fun. So anyways, side note, if you do decide to get chickens, I will be getting a new microphone hopefully soon, so you can hear me better. So until then, bear with me. I'm trying to speak loudly and clearly, neither of which are my natural qualities. So yeah, but chickens. So yeah, our chickens, we had about 18 of them, a dozen and a half, that made it through the winter. I learned fall is not the best time to raise chickens. Now is the best time to raise chickens, spring. So winter is a hard time to keep chickens. They just have, it is. You have to feed them a lot, and they're babies, so they're stupid. So they they get picked off by predators easily. So we lost a lot of the chickens. Some of which was my fault because a couple of nights I left the coop unlocked all night, and we had a couple of unwanted visitors who snatched a bunch of the chickens. So yeah. But anyway, we got the 18 chickens, and they're laying about a dozen eggs a day. So we don't need a dozen eggs a day. I don't know about you, but we just don't eat that many eggs. We like eggs, but we don't eat that many eggs. About 2 dozen a week is what we need. So that leaves about 5 dozen left over. So my kids are setting up a little egg shop where we're going to sell them as free-range chicken eggs. I figure about $3 to $4 a dozen, $2.99 to $3.99 a dozen. Probably closer to $2.99 or $3.50. Try and keep it economical for those people that want eggs. And I figure we'll sell about 3 to 5 dozen a week. So you do the math, 3 times 3, that's 9. 3 times 5 is 15. So we'll just say $10 a week. That's $40 a month. Maybe $50 a month, we'll say. That's $600 a year. So that's some of that's going to go into the children's bank. So I figure about 300 of that will go towards my $1 million challenge. And chickens, they're kind of like pets too. The kids love them. They just like watching them. And we have a couple of them that are friendly. And if you pick a couple of them to like handle a lot, and let's just say you get a different breed for a couple of them, so you can kind of know who's who. They all look alike. We have 17 white chickens and 1 brown. So the white chickens, I can't tell them apart, but the brown one obviously I can. So he's the one left over from the last batch. And she was, I should say he. They're all girls actually. They lay eggs. So she was raised on the porch, so she's much more friendly, and she was held a lot. So she'll come over and come right up to the children looking for food, and they can pat her. She doesn't nip or anything. So, super friendly bird. She'll just come over and squat next to you and talk to you. So, yeah. Super friendly chicken. I always was worried that was going to be the chicken that gets picked off next by a unfriendly raccoon. But so far, she's survived. I think as they get older, they get smarter. She roosts high up in the barn. She, keeps an eye out for predators, etc. So hawks are another one. Hawks during the day. During the day, really, the only predator they have that'll mess with them are the hawks. So, and once they get really big, I think the hawks tend to leave them alone. Another reason why when you raise them in the winter, the hawks are really hungry in the winter because there's not as much food to go around. And you got smaller birds who aren't as smart, so the hawks pick them off. Yeah, but the biggest issue I think is the raccoons. We have a raccoon population, which I hesitate to try and I won't poison them, but I've been tempted to do live traps. But the thing is, raccoons are pretty smart. They know live traps. They're hard to catch. I ran one over the other day. He wasn't very smart. That was a big one too. So it wasn't even on that purpose. He literally walked under my tires. I wasn't going that fast, and all of a sudden I see this raccoon, and I thought he'd keep moving, and he just stopped right under my tire. And squawk. That was the end of Mr. Raccoon. He died quick though. The van went crunch, and it was like a ba-boom as we went over the raccoon. Anyways, so that's our newest financial side hustle. What else? Looking to add some more side hustles. Mostly looking for things to save time, because at the end of the day, I have limited time. It's hard to do side hustles when you need time. in the description. It's a relaxing sound channel, and I'm gonna start putting some more videos on it soon. So make sure you add that channel to your subscription list if you haven't already, which you probably haven't because I never linked it to the description before. Another side hustle that I was thinking about doing is, right now cars are expensive and not in stock a lot of the time. You can't get what you want, and if they have it, they want a lot for it. But you can order stuff. It doesn't cost anything to order stuff. So you can pick out a model. This works, from what I'm gathering, on kind of niche type cars, niche cars that aren't in stock, because they don't have much in stock. They just have the most popular models in stock in the most popular colors. So if you order something that's kind of unique, it will be the only one on the lot if you were to sell it. So I was thinking, what if you order a car just with the, order it to popular specs, but add some stuff that's not on the stuff that's in the lot, and then turn around and sell it immediately for a $2,000 or $3,000 profit. You don't have to put any money down to order a car, and from what I'm gathering, most dealerships, you just have to tell them what you want, and you don't pay for it until it's in stock. Then you got to put a down payment. Obviously, you want to have good credit to do this, and don't buy anything that you don't want to keep. In case whatever. You always gotta have a second way out of any investment. Always have more than one option. So if something happens and you can't sell this car, make sure it's something you can afford and something you want to drive and own for the long term. Worst case scenario, it's going to be your car for the long term. So I was thinking about doing that. I was actually thinking about doing that with a Cadillac CTS5 Blackburn or something, in a manual transmission, because that, in my opinion, is going to be a collector car eventually anyways, because they don't make cars with manual transmissions anymore. And this will probably be the last four-door sedan with a V8 and a manual transmission ever made. I mean, I don't foresee that happening too much more, if at all, ever again. So my thinking was, I could a advertise this car for a substantial amount more than I paid for it once it comes in. If it doesn't sell, well, I really like the car, I'll be honest, and I would almost hope for that. I don't know if that would be good though, because it's a substantially expensive car. It's going to cost around $100,000. So there's that. That's a lot of money. I know what you're all thinking. That's a ton of money. So you got to have money to do this. Now, you don't have to necessarily do this with a $100,000 car. I think you could do this with other models as well. Do your due diligence and let me know what you think down in the comments below. Maybe I'm crazy. It's a very good possibility. It's a crazy idea. Let me know if you think it's a crazy idea in the comments below. Let me know if you've made it this far in the video, because you won't know about this car idea unless you've made it this far in the video. So if you comment on the car idea, I will know you watched the majority of the video, or you skipped further ahead, which is okay too. Either way, you're putting some effort into watching these videos, and I appreciate that. But yeah, so the idea would be, you'd have multiple ways out of this. A, you sell the car for a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 profit. It's a handsome return for a not even $100,000 investment, because I would finance it. It'd be like maybe, we'll say $12,000 investment. It's the down payment in the first few payments. And so the option A, like I said, is selling it, making a $15,000 to $20,000 profit. handsome, doubling your money. Yeah, good investment. Option B, keep the car for a while, drive it for a bit, and then sell it for a smaller profit. But you get to drive the car, have fun, enjoy the vehicle, put some miles on it, and then still make a profit. That's a little more risky. Option C, this one's a bit even more risky, but you just keep the car long term. You don't drive it a lot. You put minimal miles on it. It'll be more of a weekend driver. You take good care of it, garage it. You gotta have a garage, obviously, to do that, or make a garage, out of one of those tent garages. I wouldn't recommend that though. You'd want to have a garage if you're gonna pull this off. And I think this particular model being what it is would eventually go up in value. Now that may take some time. That may not happen. That's just a theory. So that'd be option C. Option D is you just enjoy the car and it ends up being a business write-off, because you can write off vehicle expenses. So that's option D. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, guys. As always, thank you so much for joining me. If you've made it this far, let me know you made it to the end down in the comments below, and let me know what you think on some of these ideas. Chicken coop, the car, and I will see you all next video. Be safe, God bless, and remember, only you can make your financial dreams come true. Don't delay, get started today. Oh, and we didn't even check the numbers for today. Let's do that and see if there's
a commercial interest. Rabobank has a pulse on business and transaction worldwide. Jane, I've got 8 ways to go this morning, but I think we must go to the news. How does dollar react to good news out of Ukraine if we actually are blessed with it?
Well, assuming this goes through, and the markets have been reacting to this, it's a dampener for the dollar insofar as that the dollar is a safe haven, just as it's a good thing for the European currencies. They're the ones that have been at the bottom of the G10 pile really over the last month or so since this war started. So it's good for them, it's good for the euro, it's good for even sterling against the US dollar. But we've got to remember that part of the puzzle in terms of what's been driving currencies are the interest rates arguments, and the market is still assuming that the Fed is going to be hiking interest rates really very aggressively, and that is going to put a lot of support under the dollar against various currencies in the year ahead.
And Lisa, DXY with that dash to 100 now indicating almost a 97 handle, weaker dollar off this good news.
Even to Jane's point, if this means that the Federal Reserve could raise rates more quickly because there isn't this tail risk hanging out there, if these talks are truly making the progress that a lot of people are hoping for, Jane, I do wonder, given the fact that we are seeing some speculation, including from Steve Englander just moments ago, that this will allow the Fed to move faster, do you think that the market's knee-jerk response here is wrong, and that the dollar can appreciate even more, even versus, for example, the euro, despite some sort of peace in Ukraine?
Well, of course, we all know that we don't have, concrete proof of the peace yet, so the market is just speculating at this moment, and clearly that's going to be really directional as to whether or not that peace does come onto the table. But, if we look at the differentials between euro-dollar, one thing that's really been supportive of the euro recently, despite the headwinds to growth coming from the energy crisis in Europe, is this perception that the ECB could be hiking interest.
Okay, guys, apparently they're not going to do the numbers. So, and I've kept you here long enough rambling, so I'll let y'all go. You have a great day. I'll see you next video. Be safe. God bless.